India has the largest amount of child laborers in the world. In 2001, 12.59 million Indian children worked. The main cause of this is poverty.
People live on the sides of the streets and are exposed to the elements. They are exposed to many diseases, and since they are not vaccinated, those can be deadly.
Because of their lack of education and money, children drop out of school. Since their family is poor, they often do not have enough money to buy food and are often hungry. Parents sometimes sell their children to factories where they believe they can have a better life.
Half the children in India are malnourished and underweight. The children go to work to help their families in jobs like rag picking, collecting firewood, tending to animals, street vending, dyeing, begging, prostitution, and domestic labor.
At the age of 7 to 14, they already work 14 to 16 hours a day. They suffer from exhaustion, injury, exposure to dangerous chemicals, and muscle and bone affliction.
HIV/AIDS can be a problem because many street kids face sexual abuse. Without food and very low wages, it resembles a situation of slavery.
2 centuries ago, America was facing the same problems. At the age of 4, children would start working in factories. The factory would be where they most likely would work for the rest of their lives.
Children made less than the minimum wage working in dangerous and life-threatening places. Thousands of children were employed in glass factories working in extreme heat, 3,133 degrees Fahrenheit. This caused them health problems like eye problem, lung elements, heat exhaustion, cuts, and burns.
In Great Britain, nearly half the workforce in textile industry were under the age of 16.
The children's contribution helped get food on the table, and parents needed their children working. Kids working in factories lived in small, cramped houses without regard to light and ventilation. Places where 2 families could live were inhabited by 10. In a 12 times 12 size room, 5 families or 20 people would be living.
India is following America's past, but this must stop.
Even with the Factories Act of 1948 that states that the employment of children below the age of 14 in any factory is prohibited, you can find children working, laboring all day in factories around India.
Even with the Juvenile Justice of Children Act of 2000, making it a crime for anyone to procure or employ a child in any hazardous employment or in bondage, children are working in factories with too long working hours. They suffer from many diseases and injuries because of it.
And the Right of Children to Education Act of 2009 mandates free and compulsory education to all children ages 6 to 14 years. Even with all of this, children are found begging on the streets, working as domestic workers and in factories, without rights to education and health care.
Lhasa, a boatman in Srinagar, said to me, "I've always wanted to get an education. I started working at 12 to help get food on the table. Now, 53 years later, I still regret it. I feel like an animal, not having the right to learn to read and write."
This is a major problem in India. They need your help.